John, what kind of challenge does this New Orleans offense present?
Oh, I mean, a great challenge. Obviously Taysom Hill, great quarterback, does a good job running around. If AK plays, just a dynamic player, a guy who can do a little bit of everything, catching passes at the backfield, runs great, great contact balance. So a great challenge. And then offensive line, you talk about arguably the best tackle duo in the NFL, if they play. So it's a great challenge, their offense. They have some great players.
What's the level of frustration after Sunday, just not being able to stop them, particularly on the ground?
Sunday's over with. Now we're looking forward. At the end of the day, we have another game to prepare for. We're worried about the Saints at this time. So, that happened. It is what it is. We have to move on. We have to figure out what we can do better. We sat in the meetings. We learned, what we did and what we didn't do correct. And defensive line, we have to play better. And every time we lose, I'm going to say the same thing. We put it on our shoulders to help this team win, and obviously we didn't do enough.
How much has this stretch of games where you guys struggle defensively just stem from not being able to stop the run?
There's been a few games where we just, haven't done what we're supposed to do in the running game. But again, that's also not putting enough pressure on the quarterback. So you can blame it on a little bit of everything. And again, that's us. That's defensive line. Just not doing what we're supposed to do. We have to play better. We're doing extra meets. We're doing everything we can to see, what else we can do to help this team win.
Obviously, the Saints, they have a good rushing attack. So what do you guys in the defensive line have to do to basically stop, the bleeding in terms of defending the run? Master the looks to own. We understand what they're trying to do to us. We have to be violent. We have to set violent edges that's on the strong and the weak side. Get off blocks, and I think getting off blocks is the main thing. Our defensive tackles do a great job sitting on those double teams, and as defensive ends, we have to do better. We have to do more. And we haven't done that specifically, and we understand that, and that stuff is being coached and it's being brought up. So we understand what we have to do.
Does it look like on film and in practice that you know what you have to do and that it can be done, not easily, but it's fixable?
Without a doubt. This defense is fixable. It's simple defense. We understand what we have to do. We have to just make more plays. And playing the four down front, we have to attack more. We have to get off blocks. We have to knock people back more. And again, our defensive line does a great job. Defensive tackles do a great job holding the double teams. And we just have to make more plays, get more pressure on the quarterback, get them down when that time comes.
Obviously, you guys are attacking front defensively. You guys want to get up the field. How much have teams used that aggression against you guys to, be able to create lanes in the run game?
I think, they all kind of do the same thing with the traps and the draws and whatnot. And we understand what it is. We understand when that's coming. And we just have to, just be more aware of when it's coming and just stop that. Again, it comes to defensive line getting off blocks. We're knocking dudes back, and then we just got to get off the block. And again, that stuff is being coached. That stuff is being brought up to us. We understand what we do, and we have to do it this week.
So how difficult is that, from an instinct perspective, where you're in the game and you're getting penetration, but then, they're running a wham or they're running a trap or they're running a draw? How difficult is that to, naturally react and be able to get off that block and try to go get, whatever the double team and things of that nature?
Yeah, as I don't play D tackle much, so for them it's a lot harder, just because they're attacking and they might get trapped or whammed. But at the end of the day, we practice that. We get a bunch of reps of that, and just getting that, knowing when that wham is coming, and us defensive ends have to help those guys out, and knowing, we see that, we see the Y off or whatever it may be, and we see it's coming, so we have to alert them, let them know that it's coming, and we can help them in that case. So, as they do a good job of, trapping and whamming the attack front, we have to help those guys, and we will help them.
How different is the way Taysom Hill runs the ball compared to some other running quarterbacks where they might be doing more zone read and that kind of thing?
Taysom Hill is just a guy who,
he doesn't care. You know, he just runs the ball. He runs hard. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's not going to slide. So he's more of a running back. In that case, when it's time for him to run the ball, he can still throw the ball. He does a good job getting the ball out of his hands. He takes shots. I mean, he does a great job. So he's just different than, you know, some of these other guys because he doesn't slide. He likes contact. So that's what makes it different. We have to tackle him, you know, like he's a running back.
When we talked to Ulbrich on Monday, he mentioned 15 missed tackles in the game. How do you sort of remedy that in December? You know, you guys aren't out there doing tackling drills, but how do you improve tackling this late in the season?
Just doing better tracking in our team drills, you know, during practice. We understand we have to take the extra step when it's that time. So each and every play, you know, as we are taking our shot at the ball every play, we have to take the extra step to make sure we can get to the ball. And if you can hit the ball every single play, whenever you're making a tackle, if you can punch the ball, then you're in the right position to make that tackle. And we understand that. The coaches coach that, and, you know, we have to go out there and execute that.
You talk about getting off blocks, right, as a priority. Are you guys getting held a little bit, you find? And is that creating a problem in trying to get off those blocks?
I just don't complain about getting held. As it is what it is. You know, that's just something we have to go through. As a defensive lineman, you know, that's just what is going to happen, you know, and we have to play through that. We have to be stronger at the point of attack. We have to play with more extension, and that's how you stop from being held. Or you just make it more obvious that, you know, they call the penalty. So if they don't call it, then it's not holding. And we understand that. We have to go out there and we have to play with more extension, get more knockback, and they can't hold us in that case.
Robert said that, you know, a lot of you guys' issues over the past few months just stem from, like, you know, especially on third down, just stem from you guys not doing enough on first and second down, which gives quarterbacks favorable situations. So what do you guys got to do to be able to improve on those first and second down situations?
Again, just you know, mastering the looks to own. Like, we understand what we're getting, you know, and sometimes, you know, the game goes fast and whatnot, and you know, we're not making the routine plays routine, and those are the plays that we have to make. And that, I mean, again, it starts with the D line, you know, getting off blocks and knocking people back more. So again, we understand what we're getting. We just have to make the routine plays routine.